Hey guys, this is Marc Brunet. Welcome back to another forum critique session. This is going to be the session for the 2D Bronze League winner of the September monthly competition on QBrush.com. So some of you might know already that we have monthly competitions over at QBrush.com, and everybody is welcome to enter. And you know, we have three different sort of skill brackets, and bronze being the first one. So we're going to start off with this one. So this is the winner. As you can see, it is an incredible piece. It's very, very, very solid, especially considering this is Bronze League. I mean, the entries are getting crazy. So my task is going to be to try to improve this piece of art and give a couple tips. So I'm not going to revamp the entire image. What I'm going to be doing is focusing on a couple aspects that can improve this image the most. So one of them being the light. So we're going to be focusing on light, more precisely bounce light on this character, and also I'm going to be tweaking the anatomy a little bit. So anatomy and lighting is what we're going to be doing today on this particular painting. So there's a lot of great stuff about it. You know, the lighting is very dramatic, as you can see. The pose is cool, the composition works, I mean the colors, everything is very, very strong in this piece. There are a couple things though that we can improve as usual. So what I'm going to be starting to do here is sort of isolating my character, or the character of the artist that painted this originally, because I did not paint that. So put him on his own layer so that we can try to add a little bit more bounce light on this guy. So as you can see, the light, the layer is not locked yet, but it's going to be at some point, I think. Yeah, it is right now. So this allows me to paint as much as I want, and the only part of the painting that's going to be colored basically is the everything that is on that particular layer, which is the character in this case. So what I'm going to be doing is imagining that the light that is coming from the top, that is very, very strong, is bouncing off of the ground basically, and then back up onto the character as it should normally. This will allow the character to be sort of separated from the background a little bit more, because originally it was blending quite a bit, and that's not quite realistic. So I'm going to go for a little bit more of like a believable lighting situation. Maybe slightly less dramatic, maybe not, but yeah, the idea is just to emphasize this bounce light. So think of it as you know, a bunch of light particles, or like bunch of tiny white balls that are just dropping from the sky, bouncing off of the ground, and then back onto the character. So obviously everything that is closer to the floor is going to be lit up a little bit more, and then the sort of the light's going to diffuse as you go up the character, and the head is going to be receiving the less light, you know, compared to the legs, for example. And so I'm pretty much done with this lighting pass. What I'm going to be doing next is fixing the anatomy, and then I'll probably go back to fixing, you know, going back to the light a little bit, just to tweak it after I'm done with my my anatomy improvements. So the anatomy is not bad here. The only thing is that some of the muscles not quite in the right spot, and then you know, as a result, it gives off this slightly amateur look to the figure. But it's actually very simple to fix in this case, because the artist was very, very close. It was just a couple things that we can improve here to make this anatomy feel a lot better. So as you can see here, I'm just drawing on a separate layer the different muscle masses that I'm going to be focusing on. This is going to be mostly the shoulders and the pectorals, and also the abs and the legs a little bit later. But yeah, so now with my guide on here, as you can see, the biggest change is going to be for his right shoulder, because right now it's a little bit too far back. Considering his pectoral is not as stretched as, well, it's not stretched at all right now. So I'm going to stretch that pectoral muscle a lot more, and bring the shoulder back forward a little bit more, sorry, so to put it back into place. And yeah, I'm going to fix also the abs a little bit more. Sort of the shape of the torso wasn't quite accurate. If we were to you know, put some human muscles on this guy, as it seems to be the case. He's got only the shark head that's different. Everything else seems to be pretty regular for the human. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to match the lighting, not change too much, and just go at it and fix the anatomy a little bit more. This is the character itself, at the beginning was a little bit less ripped, I would say. So it was a little bit more chubby. You can look at the legs, there's not much definition going on there, and that might be a choice by the artist. So I'm gonna try to respect that as much as I can. But you can think of this as, I'm gonna add maybe a little bit more than there was initially, and all you would have to do is sort of just blend it a little bit more to gain back the original sort of chubbier look, if we can call this chubby. But yeah, so the top of the body is starting to look a little bit better. At least the proportions feel more normal. His waist is still very, very large, but that could be just he's built really strong, so it doesn't bother me too much at this point, so I'm gonna leave it like that. But now I'm gonna focus on the legs. So the main part here is that the left leg was a little bit too skinny compared to the right one, so I'm gonna try to fix that. I'm also gonna try to fix the muscle definition for the quads, because quads are they have a very distinct look, and they create very distinct volumes, and those volumes react in a particular way under light. And in this case, it wasn't quite accurate, so it just felt wrong. So I'm just gonna add those muscles back in, and then try to soften the light so that it's not too defined. But yeah, getting back those normal shapes in there just makes the leg feel a lot more believable, and a little bit less amateur looking, if you want. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So that's going to be the extent of the changes I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make that left leg a little bit bigger. You can see here by using the liquify tool. Give it a little bit more mass so that it matches the other leg. And that's going to be that. So I'm gonna be polishing just a little bit more, just softening the brush stroke so that it feels a little bit more finished. And I'm just using the blur tool here, something that I don't usually use, but in this case it's quite fast, and the lighting is quite simple. It's quite desaturated of a color palette, so I'm not too worried about sort of getting mushy colors and desaturated colors too much, because that's what they are already. So now the anatomy is fixed-ish, at least, or improved, I should say, because it wasn't terrible before. Far from it. And now I'm just gonna go back in and add those highlights that I added in the first place. I should have probably started with anatomy first, and then go back and then proceed to fixing the bounce light a little bit more. But hey, whatever. So but yeah, guys, that's going to be that for this episode. I hope this was helpful. I hope the original painter find this critique interesting, and stay tuned for the next one. All right, bye bye.